what are the tips that a person should follow, and what is the advice that I would like to give. So the advice is simply this, like I told you initially. Arbitration is the present as well as the future. ADR is the most sought after mechanism to resolve dispute between parties these days. And therefore, everybody, almost all lawyers also, the senior lawyers, junior lawyers, who are otherwise practicing in different fields of law, different subjects, are now shifting their practice to arbitration because it is the need of the hour. Every company, MNC, wants to have arbitration clause incorporated in the agreement because they want to resolve the dispute within a year's time. They don't want to wait forever to get their disputes resolved. Therefore, it is imperative that when you plan, especially for students, what you can do today is that you start reading arbitration judgments. You start with the act. It's a very thin act, very simple. There are so many speeches of stalwarts and so the legends of arbitration, like if you YouTube it, you type Mr. Falias Nariman's name, you see the speeches which he is giving on these events. You will learn a lot. He will tell you about the growth opportunities and what lawyers should do. You can read various interviews on, by anybody who's a member of ICC or the super lawyer, for instance, and certain arbitration practitioners who are giving YouTube videos, Law Seco videos. All of that is extremely helpful. You have a Live Law app on your phone, Bar and Bench. Every other day you see a judgment on arbitration. Read that judgment. Start from judgment. If you have interest in any field of law, you start with the judgment because reading the bare act doesn't help. Because the better understanding of the subject comes only when you start reading the judgments. Because that is where the court actually discusses the whole history. So today if you read one judgment, which is delivered by the Supreme Court will discuss the whole history of the law and refer to all judgments pertaining to that topic. So that's how you learn quickly and you actually be updated with the law. The other thing is that you go for arbitration conferences which are happening as a student, or as even if you are in other fields of law, you can simply attend these conferences, meet people from arbitration fraternity, partners of law firms, lawyers who are practicing, and then you stay in touch with them. What else you can do? Apart from these things, I would suggest that you pick up a book which is pretty simple and which will give you, which will introduce you to arbitration fraternity, and work with a lawyer who is doing arbitration matters, intern with them, and you get accustomed to it. Because if you work on one arbitration matter, then you would know how simple it is and how flexible it is, rather than, So book, for instance, you can consider Step by Step by P.C. Markanda. It's a very good book, simple. It gives you the introduction, and procedural aspects also have been discussed. It's a very good book to my mind, very simple for students and beginners. The other thing is that articles which are there on the internet, if you read them, a lot of people simplify the law for you. So if you have interest in any topic, you Google it about arbitration and you find good interviews and good material on Arbitration Act. Apart from these things, what I think is most important is the practical aspect. You can do an internship in DIAC, Delhi International Arbitration Center, where arbitrations are being conducted on a regular basis. You can sit in those arbitration proceedings, witness all of it, or you can perhaps intern with a judge who is dealing with the arbitration matters in High Court. You will get to see the law being settled on a daily basis, research on those kind of matters, or a law firm which specializes in arbitration, because that will give you an insight into the arbitration, and then it will be easy for you to make a choice whether you want to pursue a career in arbitration or not. Merely seeing it from a distance and seeing, oh, this guy is doing pretty good, that's not how it should be. I mean, you should see what you are best at, whether you are good at criminal law. It all completely depends on your interest. But the idea is to develop the interest in that area, which is the need of the hour. So today, if I'm developing interest in, say, environment law, and I think that there is no future in India of environment law, I can't do that great here, because that's how if you have an understanding of the courts, you would know how successful you can become as an environment lawyer. So, your area of interest should be as per the industry standards, what the industry wants. So that's how you should accustom to the growing needs of the market and adapt to it.